Yeah, on the screen.
Suiting up on the front lines of a COVID-19 war.
I have to grab a shield real quick.
Courtney Cecila witnessed the fight from the beginning, but back then, she was pregnant.
I had her on Sunday. I worked on the Friday. There she is, Chloe Elizabeth Cecila.
Now she's celebrating a new life as she continues working to save others.
Don't get scared, you're fine.
After a brief decline over the summer, COVID-19 numbers at Mount Sinai, South Nassau have continued to rise. Courtney, still on the front lines.
It's still scary now that COVID is rising again, that I'm just worried to bring it home to them.
It's a risk that became a reality for ER doctor Eugene Perepada.
Unfortunately, I brought this virus home. My 6-week-old baby was COVID positive, and my wife, who's 32 years old, is also COVID positive.
From the ER to his home. Last spring, Dr. Perepada's wife, Brooke, and newest addition to their family, his newborn baby girl, Blake, caught COVID.
This is her. She's a little monster who doesn't like to sleep at night.
Both Blake and her mom are recovered and healthy.
Sorry, 34. Hey, guys.
Still, the risk of catching the virus is all too common.
You just don't think about it, then we're here to take care of patients. We're here to help.
Like Dr. Perepada, Dr. J. Itzbowitz had a personal battle with COVID.
I lived in the basement while I had it, and then while I was working, and then anytime I came home, strip down, take your clothes off, wash up, and then take a shower, and then you can interact.
Now Dr. J says the staff is more prepared for what was unknown last spring.
I imagine what we're seeing right now is a lot calmer than what you guys were seeing in March.
Correct, and one of the good things that is different now than it was in March was now that we know a lot more, EMS, before anybody comes in, will make sure that they have a mask as well.
Mask on patients and PPE on staff, now preventing the COVID-19 spread that was once rapid in the emergency room.
Before, it was like, what do we do with these patients? Like, we don't know what this is. But now everybody's knowing the protocols and knowing everything.
Today, Nurse Esmeralda Lazary cleans a bed that sat empty for much of our visit to the ER. A scene that didn't exist in April when as many as 17 people a day were dying.
In March and April, where even if we were fortunate enough to discharge a patient, they would have 5 patients taking their place.
Just so many cardiac arrests that it was frightening me and what's going on with this world, like what's happening. I really thought life was over.
In a moment of rest, Dr. J and Nurse Lazary recall a tune that played over the loudspeaker in the spring, signaling a patient that came off of a ventilator.
Just breathe. I mean, that was somebody coming off of a ventilator, and you're like, oh, there's hope.
It's a hope that keeps them going in the midst of a second wave. It's the same hope that's shared by those now battling the virus.
I'm engaged. I have a fiance that's he's a radiologist.
For Cecila, it's a fight she hopes her community and the rest of the world remembers is still there.
I think people are kind of done with it and don't believe it's as bad because they met somebody who's had a case that's nothing. But there are a lot of people that are, like I said, that are very, very sick still.
Those sick patients still coming in, trusting these healthcare workers with their lives.
I think the biggest difference is the overall preparedness that we are here at the hospital.
For Dr. Perepada, going through hell last spring made him better prepared to battle a second wave. But he, like his colleagues, are hopeful the light at the end of this COVID-19 tunnel comes soon.
Hopefully, the 2021 can bring us all some better luck and some improvement all around.
Faith Jesse for Newsday.